By the end of this video, you're going to stop guessing. You're going to know who you're talking to, what you're promising them, and why they should care. And it all comes down to one sentence. One single sentence that defines your entire channel. Because right now, you might be guessing, and guessing is exhausting. You sit down to film, you press record, and then you upload it. Then you wait and check the analytics. And you think, does anyone even care? Am I wasting my time? And that feeling, that is the cost of being unclear. You're not lazy, you're just unclear. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you're going to have one sentence that changes everything. And I'm going to show you exactly how I built mine. Who knew mine was imperfect? And it still isn't, but it's a big improvement. I've spent the last year gunning and running, wondering why my growth was so slow. Okay, I didn't always post consistently. At least I own it. I don't cry about it. That blinking cursor in your About section, it's mocking us, I tell you. So we're going to fix that. But why do we hesitate to pick a lane? I think there's a common fear. People say, but if I'm a tech channel, does that mean I can never talk about my garden? What if I change my mind in 5 years? 5 years. You know you're going to change your mind. That fear that you're locking yourself into something forever, it can be paralyzing. I know. I've felt it too. We want to stay vague. We want to avoid being wrong. But if you try to speak to everybody, you end up by speaking to nobody. We're talking about defining our brand, and defining our brand doesn't have to be limiting. We are more freeing ourselves to be useful or helpful or valuable. And once you do that, the algorithm knows how to find you. If you've ever thought, but what if I want to talk about other things later? Comment yes now, please. We're going to fix this now with step one. Step one, the audience. Because the trap is being too broad. Like me saying my channel is for people over 50 who are thinking about retiring or who have retired. That's lazy marketing. Picture two retired women. One is planning a solo backpacking trip. Another one is building a consultancy business from her kitchen table. If I were to make a generic video for retired women over 50, it's probably not going to appeal to either of those people, because the traveler doesn't care about business strategy and the entrepreneur isn't thinking about hiking boots right now. And forget demographics. Focus on psychographics. What keeps them awake at night? What are they Googling at 2 a.m.? What are you Googling at 2 a.m.? I use the one person rule because I know I've just mentioned over 50, but considering my channel is called YouTube over 40, and my brother does tease me, why is it YouTube over 40 when I'm 55 now? And I'm like, dude, it's a niche. I know, you don't get it. That's okay. I forgive you, bro. So I used to think my audience was people over 40. Then I realized I'm only ever talking to one person, one specific person who has been thinking about starting a YouTube channel for 3 years, but keeps trying to talk herself out of it because she doesn't know enough technology, she's too old, she doesn't know how to be in front of the camera. What will people say? What if it doesn't work out? Well, I'm here to ask you, what if it does work out? But I'm talking to her across the table. We're having coffee. Alrighty, here is a practical exercise. Fill in this blank. I'm talking to the person who is frustrated by X and wants Y. I'm talking to the person who is frustrated by complex editing software because they just really want to upload their first video. They just want to make a video. Nothing schmancy, just a video. How hard could that be? I mean, really, how bad could it be? It could be bad. Okay, so this is major for the algorithm. If you're confused, one day crypto, the next day planting taters, well, we're all getting a little bit confused about that. So I understand worrying about what if I change my mind in 5 years. But 5 years, baby, if you think back 5 years ago, how much of a different person were you 5 years ago to now? Like just actual. And we know that we want to give the algorithm a clear signal. Because Lord knows there is enough friction between us and where we want to be in terms of YouTube and the algorithm and the bajillionous amounts of videos that have been uploaded every single day. So we want to be clear, crystal clear with the algorithm, don't we? Step 2 is the promise, the so what. test. Nobody wakes up thinking, I want to watch a lifestyle video today. But they do wake up with a problem or a desire. Not that kind of problem or desire. You know what I mean. No, I'm not getting into sub-niche here. I'm literally, clean problems or desires. The technique is simple. Say what you do and then ask, so what? Until you find the real reason that people should care. Think about quiet homestead channels. They aren't teaching you how to chop wood, but they are promising you peace. Peace is the promise. So here is my channel's actual example. I could say I help people over 40 start YouTube channels. So what? So they stop waiting for the perfect moment. So what? So they realize imperfect action beats perfect inaction. So what? So they prove to themselves that they're capable of doing hard things even when they're scared. Boom shaka. I'm not just teaching video tips. I'm helping people stop being paralyzed by fear. Make sure your promise is tangible. Does it save time? Does it make them laugh? Does it inspire them? Well, inspiration on its own is just fluff. The promise informs everything. And if you don't know the promise, you can't put it on the thumbnail. Why should they give you 10 minutes of their life? If you can't answer that, you don't have a brand yet. You've just got a channel. So what is your so what? What's the real promise that you're making to your viewers? Comment it below. Step 3, the proof, my personal audit story. So this is the why you question. Why should anyone believe you? And here's the good news. You don't even need a master's degree, undergraduate, diploma, certificate of participation, none of that. You don't need to be famous. You just need to be honest about where you're at in your journey. There are 3 types of people that can teach you something. The expert. These are people who do have credentials and professional experience, like thinking a former television editor type of person. Like think Kevin Colby, okay? He is a good man to talk to us about editing because he's got all that TV experience and he's got that cushion in the background that's got 24 on it. Didn't work on 24. I did ask him that, but I think he met the crew. I'm very lucky. I'm going to be part of a panel that are going to be interviewing Kevin in a couple of weeks' time. So please do catch us for that one because Kevin is an example of an expert. Number 2 person is the experimenter. So they say, I've tested this thing 5 different ways and here's what worked. And they document the discovery process. They're trying stuff. Yay for people who try stuff. And number 3 is the guide. The guide is someone who is just a few steps ahead in the same journey. Think someone who started doing your thing that you want to do 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago. So which one are you? I didn't know for a long time, and I think the algorithm had a bit of a problem trying to match me with people because, the algorithm, people, bit of a matchmaking service. So yeah, I didn't know for a long time, and I think that confused the algorithm and it confused people that were looking for something a little bit that I might have been offering, or I don't know. But I got 2 pieces of feedback that changed everything for me. So one was from a smaller creator and one was from a bigger creator, and they were both extremely valuable. And so that puts me in a good position to guide you, my friend, into what I learned from them about branding, because I actually put their stuff into action. Because I'm action orientated, all right? I'm into the imperfect action. None of the action that I've taken from what they've told me is in any shape or form perfect, but I'm about the imperfect action, and I'll come back and finish it later. All right, so here's the guts. I thought that I knew my brand, okay? So 2 channel audits later, both of the auditors said, I don't know what your channel's about. If you didn't tell me what your channel's about, I'm not guessing that. And now that you've told me, I'm still not guessing that. So yeah, I was at Vid Summit when I got my first channel audit by oneof10.com. I don't know if you've heard me tell that story before. I felt a bit stink about that. I felt my stomach drop a little bit, and I nearly didn't put myself in the running to get the channel audit. But you know what? All progress starts with truth, does it not? Okay, so my banner was vague. My about section read like I don't know, a resume, a bit of a chat GPT thing. My videos were all over the place. I looked like I didn't know what I was doing. And the truth of the matter is that, yeah, I didn't know what I didn't know. So I didn't know that I was like off-brand, and I don't know, I just hadn't defined my brand. So a lot of thinking later, and here we are, just having a bit of a chat in this video about it. So yeah, do not mistake me making this video for me thinking that I've got all of this sussed out, because right now, if you look at my banner, I, to this date, haven't checked it on a TV, so I haven't done all the blah blah, but anyway, imperfect action, my friend. I'm personifying that. I looked at my data as well, and I looked at the videos that performed the best, and the ones where I was talking to my target audience were actually, and remain to be, the videos that are performing the best on my channel. And thank goodness that is the over 40 creator who isn't 1,000% sure of every step of the way, okay? So a lot of other videos on my channel were just noise. So I improved my banner and I privated the off-brand videos. I had a good hard look at, like, I had Deadpool and Spider-Man that I was interviewing on the street one night. I had some boiled eggs in one of my thumbnails that was breakfast before I went to a work course. I had some personal vlogs. Like, the truth of the matter is, not that my mother knows anything about YouTube, but if I were to ask her to look at my YouTube channel and just as a complete stranger, like, what does she think that my channel might be about? I don't know. It just was just a little bit of everything. I lost watch hours. And it was a little bit hard to private those videos because I did have some comments and some likes, and apparently every time you remove a video from public, you then sever any connection that you have between the people that viewed that video or commented on that video for them to ever like find you again. It does some kind of damage, if you wanna put it like that. I realized that if I didn't do some pruning, I was choosing comfort over new, better growth. And I would be choosing to stay visible to some of the wrong people than being there to the right people. So I just did it. Am I still crying about the lost watch hours? Not at all. Have you ever done that? Have you ever privated videos that you thought weren't serving your channel? Or maybe you might have done that when you pivoted from like one topic to another topic. But do comment yes if you've ever done that, because I want to know that I'm not the only one here. And you know what? Does it not stand to reason that if a new viewer was watching a tech channel and one day there was a random video of, let's say it's your video, you're eating sushi in Tokyo, what do you think they're thinking? Do you think that they're going to be of the mind, if they're into tech, to subscribe at that particular moment? Because if they don't, what are the chances that they're going to come back, right? So just in the whole kind of speed of people moving through the vortex of YouTube, if people are on your channel and they are interested, if they've even got that far after watching one of your videos, if they've gone to your channel, by golly, you want to put your best feats forward and give yourself the best chance that, they just might subscribe. That's right, subscribe. They're going to leave without context. It's just noise. I didn't have a good context. I had a lot of noise. So we build proof by consistently showing up within our defined lane. I have built a one-sentence brand statement workshop that will help you define your audience, your promise, and your proof, and then combine them all into the one sentence. Your North Star. That's a bit corny. Okay, right. Okay. The formula is simple. I help audience achieve promise by proof or method. Okay, so here's mine. I help over 40 creators build the channel they need to build by sharing my strengths and honest experiments. And here's what that sentence does. It tells YouTube exactly who to recommend my video to. Is it the pull or is it the push? Have you ever got your head around that? Like the whole kind of, no. Do you remember? About a year ago, people started making videos like, no, YouTube isn't pushing your videos to people, they are pulling people to your videos. Like, really? Is that a little bit semantics? How many videos were made on that topic? I don't think I've made a video on that topic. I hope I haven't. And it tells my viewers exactly what they're going to get. It tells me exactly what kinds of videos to make. It helps me say yes to some ideas and no to other ideas. One sentence, 3 massive shifts. So I've already touched on the fact that my about section was messy. I don't know what it says. I'm not really going to rehash it, but I might have just said something like content creator or something. I make videos about YouTube. Vague, confusing, and just no promise at all. All right, so once you've got this locked in, I think you'll move differently. You will film with purpose. You'll say no to ideas that don't fit, and your channel will start to feel like a world instead of a collection of videos. And that's when everything can change. Do you need to have all of this figured out before you've even started your channel? Of course you don't. And what I want to say to you is, even if you are a about to be new creator, don't get overly hung up on this and spend months thinking about it. Like just take your best shot and start uploading some videos, because honestly, I can say anecdotally that one of the biggest regrets I hear from so many creators is, and I know I don't even have to tell you, I know that you know, right? It is the wishing they started earlier. So don't overthink all this stuff, but, give yourself a bit of a head start, put some thought into it. Even if you are a creator who is well underway now and you've got your growing, booming, successful channel, it never hurts to stop and think, what is my brand? Okay, because we know that brand is reputation, what people are saying about you when you're not in the room. And absolutely, we need to be thinking about what are strangers thinking about when they're landing on our homepages, and what is the algorithm thinking about who to push and pull them videos to. Your audience becomes loyal because they know exactly what they're signing up to. And if you think about it, don't you love knowing what you're going to get when you go and watch one of your favorite creators? As mentioned, I've created a free workshop in the description box that walks you through this step by step. It is not complicated. Grab it, fill it out, and come back when you're done and let me know how you went. Because once you know, you're unstoppable. So let's go.